It's good to see me, isn't it? I don't know whether I can pull that off.
I enjoyed it though.
Let me try again. Is there like a special, like, say it again? It's good.
I think she's, think about it saying like to her minions, like, it's good to see me, isn't it?
My minions. It's good to see me, isn't it? It's good to see me, isn't it? Isn't it good to see me? I can't really, I'll leave it to you.
Okay.
Welcome to What the Falafel. This all makes sense in a minute. What do I need to say? I've completely distracted myself. I'm very excited. Here with me on the couch is Elphaba from Wicked. It's Emma Kingston.
Thank you.
I feel like that was such a jumpy intro, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
All good.
How exciting. You are like the lead in one of the biggest shows in the West End.
It's wild.
How long do you have the show for? I was thinking about this before. Like, it's not forever.
No. Oh, wouldn't that be nice? No, so we all get put on sort of yearly contracts. When you're offered the job, it's sort of, a yearly contract. And then it's sort of up to the company whether or not they choose to renew you. And then it's, I guess, our decision whether or not we choose to stay or go. But that's, we're far off of that still. So that's still to be decided.
When did you start?
I opened on March the 25th, 2025.
Where are we now? March. Oh, so not that long.
Sort
well,
of
half
about
a year. I can't
Seven and a bit months.
Okay.
Yeah. We started rehearsals in February. So it feels like we've sort of done a good 8-month stint so far.
How are you finding it?
I'm having a lovely time. Like, really lovely time. I knew it was going to be really, really hard. But I thrive in high-pressured environments. So I sort of go to work and it feels like I can absolutely just like zone in and enjoy it. So, yeah, I love it.
What's the hard bit about the whole thing?
Ooh, I think Elphaba physically, her emotions are so intense and so guttural that every part of your body sort of feels her tension. And you finish a show and your body is exhausted from that sort of fight or flight, high adrenaline all the time. So I think that's probably the hardest thing about sustaining that through a week of shows.
How do you look after yourself when you're doing that? This was going to be my later question, but I feel like we're leading on to it. How do you actually keep yourself so healthy and like alive with so much energy that you have to keep going with this, or that you can keep going?
I'm one of those super annoying people who tend to not have any particular vices. I don't drink coffee. I never have. It's not something I necessarily gave up, but I don't drink coffee. I am not really one for alcohol. I don't smoke. And I think in terms of sort of vocal health, I think I'm just very lucky with my facility, and I'm not a particular like party goer. But otherwise, I'm in the gym 3 times a week, and that makes it sound like I'm super, super into the gym, which like, yes, I am, but I'm not going to pretend like I'm, some crazy gym going athlete. But no, I tend to go.
That's a lot for me. I don't go to the gym as much. So like 3 times a week, that does sound like a crazy gym goer.
Tend to do that. Maybe a reformer Pilates class. It's more about sort of keeping your body agile, and just show ready.
Yeah, do you have to? Is there like a rigorous routine? Or I say you've said 3 times in the gym, but do they advise that you have to do certain things? Do you have like dance classes? Is there like a whole...
No one really advises anything other than do what you need to do in order to stay healthy. But we do have a compulsory company warm-up. So we come into work and our amazing dance captains will take 15 minutes of doing some cardio and some stretches, and then we also have a vocal warm-up on stage as well. So I think most West End shows will do that. So it's a chance for all the company to come together, see each other before we're all in costume, and have a good stretch before we go into the show.
Is it like a me. I've kind of seen this on TV.
Something like
we
that.
Can cut that.
You know, a few me's. Why not?
Can anyone sing?
I think there is singing and then there is singing. I think anyone can potentially hold a tune, sing along to something on the radio and enjoy it. And then I think there is singing for an audience and to be heard. So in terms of, I think, holding a tune, I think a lot of people are capable of that, and more people than would probably think they are capable of that. So maybe on that basis, yes, I guess anyone could have a trainable voice.
That's what I was going to ask.
Not?
Like, can you, if you had like an okay singing in the shower voice, can someone be like coaxed and trained and to be a Western star? Not that I'm asking for personal reasons whatsoever.
I don't see why not. I think a lot of it, because I teach a lot as well, a lot of it comes from confidence. That, you know, you can see it in kids, those who don't mind screaming and having their voice heard, and those who are a bit more shy and reserved. And I think sometimes it's just about allowing your voice to be heard in a space and not being worried or nervous to make yourself heard, I think, a lot of the time.
Oh, interesting. So some of those kids that are the screaming kids, do you think they've got the potential to be something great? Were you a screaming kid at school?
Was I a screaming? I was a real goody two-shoes at school. But I think I've got school reports that my late grandma had kept that said something like, Emma loves putting on performances for her friends in the playground, and, you know, that sort of, and I was always singing. Even if I didn't know I was singing, I was always singing. I found a random old school shirt of mine. I think it was locked away somewhere in one of the cupboards at my parents' house from year 6. And you know when everyone writes on your shirt on the last day, and I think one of them said, like, please stop singing.
Oh no.
I know.
Were you one of those kids that was like, okay, calm, or people loved it?
No, people used to tell me to be quiet all the time.
Oh.
I didn't care though.
Good.
I actually never saw it as like a bullying thing. I always saw it as, no, don't be silly. I'm not going to stop doing that. I never actually saw it as a negative. I was just like, oh, they want me to stop because I'm always singing. How lovely to be always singing.
What started this? I'm trying to figure out, I want to talk about Wicked, we'll come to it, but your early life, what started you off with the love for singing? Or you just started singing and you just didn't want to stop?
I think my dad used to be a part of the Amateur Dramatic Society, and he used to do shows all the time. And I think the shows that we would go and see were the ones that he was a part of. So some of my early memories are going to see Carousel and Guys and Dolls as a part of, you know, my dad being in the ensemble or playing parts in these Amdram shows. And to learn those shows, he'd always have those albums on in the car. And we listened incessantly as well to things like Les Mis 10th anniversary concert, or the Miss Saigon original album, the essential Barbra Streisand album, obviously. And my grandparents lived in Liverpool, so anytime we would go up and down on the motorway to Liverpool, we'd always put show albums on in the car and sort of have family sing-alongs. I'm the only person who decided to join the circus, I will add. Like, everyone else, you know, remains in a normal, as it were, 9-to-5 life.
How many siblings have you got?
2, a younger brother and a sister.
Okay, and they've just haven't followed in those showbiz footsteps?
No.
Okay. No. So you're on the way to Liverpool, you're listening to all the show tunes.
Yeah.
And then where did it go from, like, you were just...
I don't even think I realised that you could do it as a job. I think in my head I wanted to be Britney Spears, who sang show tunes. So I sort of imagined myself at Wembley Arena singing Blow Gabriel Blow from Anything Goes, and not realising that there was a medium in which I could do the two things together. And I don't think it was until, it sounds formative, but my year 6 school play, which guys, are you ready for this? Instead of Robin Hood and Friends, we performed in Rabbi Good and Chaverim.
How does that even go?
Well, I played Mrs. Levy John instead of Mrs. Little John. And of course, you know, Friar Tuck was not Friar Tuck. He was a gefilte fish friar. You know, and I had a solo in my year 6 school play, and a lot of the mums came up to my mum saying, are you not going to put her in singing lessons? I was already learning piano, and I'd been learning piano from when I was about 6, so I was always very musical. My mum sort of went, singing lessons? What do you mean, singing lessons? That's not an instrument. And then we sort of followed on from some advice and started singing lessons, I guess, when I went into secondary school. I never did any music at school. I always did all of my stuff outside of school. And from there, my incredible singing teacher that I had used to also teach at an art school in Tring. It used to be called Arts Educational School. It's now called Tring Park School. And a lot of their students would be auditioning for certain things, or, you know, so my singing teacher was an opera singer and sort of had dabbled in other parts of the world. And she just used to feed me all these things about people auditioning for things. And I would just, or going off to drama schools. And I became a woman on a mission and obsessed. So I would be subscribing to the stage newspaper, or my grandma would buy it for me. And I'd always be looking up in the ads, like, right, what schools are they? Every West End show I went to see, I was neurotic about buying a program, seeing where people had trained, and I would do tallies of how many of the leading actors and actresses went to certain schools, and then those schools are the ones I would research. And then I think at 14 I said to my mum, I'm not going to university, I'm going to drama school. And my mum went, no. And I just became a woman on a mission until they just couldn't say no, because I wasn't going to do anything else. And I could never imagine myself doing anything else.
What did that look like with you and Jewish parents?
I mean, I think my parents are amazing and so supportive, but I think they're not from London. And, you know, before the age of social media, they just didn't have the knowledge to understand what, I guess, not going down a traditional route meant. And, you know, the fear of the unknown is scary to anyone, especially parents, and I'm the oldest of my siblings. So, you know, you've got your firstborn going, I'm not doing something traditional. And they go, how are we going to do this? But I ended up sort of doing a lot of the research, and I just said, I remember seeing a couple of shows and going, Mount View, that's where I want to go. And I auditioned for 3 schools, didn't get into the other 2, but got into Mount View. And I was just a woman on a mission.
Where is Mount View?
It used to be in Wood Green, sort of near the Southgate area, Alexandra Palace. And now it's a whole new school in Peckham. So I actually haven't even been to the new building, but apparently it's incredible.
And how old were you when you went there?
18.
And full-time?
Full-time degree course. I pretty much slept there. I commuted, and I would drive to college, get there for when the caretakers opened the building at 7:20 in the morning, and sometimes I wouldn't leave until 7 p.m, sort of get home, crash into bed, wake up at 6 o'clock the following day, back to school. And I did that for 3 years.
Was that because you loved it and you wanted to like get the most out of it, or that was how long a day was?
Half and half. Or most of the time, the days started at 8:15 and would finish at 6.
Wow.
Yeah, long days. In comparison to all of my friends who were sleeping through lectures at university, it was a very, very, very different existence. We had full term time, you know, didn't finish until mid-July when everyone else at uni had finished in May.
I feel like I'd much prefer that.
The structure of it.
Yeah, I didn't get uni. I wasn't one of these people that loved it.
What did you study at uni?
Psychology.
Oh, nice.
But I wasn't like a partier.
Right.
So it was like, can we just have more? It's going to sound really geeky. I'm like, can we just have more lectures?
Can we have more lessons?
It was just, I didn't. People love it, but I probably would much prefer that whole structure. And
I think I was the same. I mean, I think I would have enjoyed uni for the prospect of maybe being with my friends, but I also think I would have hated not doing what I wanted to do. And that's not to say that uni isn't a route for some people. There are plenty of people in this industry who've gone to uni to do whatever degree. I know people that have done history, or they've gone and done a music degree or a psychology degree, anything, English literature, and then gone on to do either postgrads or, or not any of that at all, and then just decided, right, let's see if I can get an agent. And there are many ways to sort of get into the industry, but I guess, before the age of social media and being exposed to sort of like everything that's out there, I just knew that having been in quite a structured school academic environment, I just needed to soak up everything in that drama school environment for a bit.
And where did you then start auditioning, and what was then the process with that? Do you just pick auditions, or do you have an agent that guides you to what to do?
Yeah. So actually, my agent story happens before my drama school story. I had, again, like I said, been a woman on a mission. And so when I was 15, 16, and I was really, really taking it seriously, my dad then became a man on a mission. And, anything I'd ever recorded, because I used to ask for recording studio time for my birthday, and we'd go in and just sort of find someone who played piano and record sort of musical theatre songs to put on a CD, and then could send them out to people. And my dad would send it to anyone who would listen. And I remember, I have a friend of mine who's also in the industry, who, he doesn't remember this conversation. I think his dad does. We were on holiday, and we happened to be all on this delayed flight home. So we were stuck in an airport, and this other family, they had a son who was also at a Jewish school, but was part of the Sylvia Young agency, which looked after a lot of kids under the age of 16. And so my dad was chewing their ear off, sort of going, what do you mean you audition for things, and, trying to soak up all the information. And when we got home, my dad rang Sylvia Young and said, please, can you sign my daughter? And she went, sorry, who are you?
Well, the actual Sylvia Young.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you even
get... at Sylvia Young. And I think she said, how old is she? My dad said, oh, she's 16. And Sylvia said, she might be a bit old for my agency, because Sylvia looks after, her kids at school. Or the late Sylvia Young, she was amazing. And, but she said, my daughter runs an adult agency. Let me put you in touch with her. So I went along for a meeting at Rossmore Management with my parents at 16. And the wonderful Alison Lee said to me, look, you're doing your A-levels, you're staying at school, because my parents would not let me leave. And she said, if I think anything is right for you, that I think it would be worth you missing a day of school, I will let you know, but let's not sign a contract. Let's just sort of have a very, friendly working relationship without it being, signed on the dotted line. And then a little show called Spring Awakening was being transferred from Broadway. And there was an advert in the stage that said looking for untrained 16 to 19-year-olds. So
why would they want untrained, though?
I think the nature of the show of Spring Awakening was about teenage sexual awakening and rebellion. And I think to have too many people who were all knowing, I think didn't necessarily suit the piece.
Fair enough.
And so we answered the ad. We found a local friend, to take some photos of me because I needed a headshot. And I got an audition through, and I actually ended up going all the way through to the final round. At which point this agency went, right, let's sign a contract then. Because we all thought I was going to book this job. And I told everyone at school, I'm leaving. I've got a West End job. Because at the time, they sent us everything by post. They sent all of the parents the prospective contracts of what everyone would be earning and things like that. And I just assumed that meant, well, they're going to offer it to me. No, they did not. It was my first true taste of rejection.
Oh, no.
So I didn't get that after doing 5 or 6 rounds for it, meeting the whole Broadway team, the American team. But it was an unbelievable experience, I think, for me. And then I just continued, really, throughout sixth form. I continued to audition for shows and television. And the deal with my parents was, if I got a job that was an incredible opportunity, that is an absolute reason to leave school. But until that point came, you can, have a morning off and go and audition somewhere, but you are doing your A-levels. So, and that's what I did. I didn't end up booking anything at the time. But having that audition experience when you're not worried about, if I don't get this job, where's my next paycheck coming from? There was something quite freeing about auditioning for things in that 16 to 18 mark where I just enjoyed showing off what I had rather than it being sort of that fight or flight, like, oh, this is my job and my life and career. If I didn't get a job, I just went back to school and my mum would make me spaghetti bolognese when I got home. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's sort of how my auditioning stuff started. But yes, through an agent. And when I graduated drama school, I actually signed with a different agency and sort of been with that person ever since.
What was your first job?
I was in Greece, the UK tour, playing Miss Lynch.
Who's Miss Lynch?
Exactly.
Wait, was she one of the older people? Like
I was 21. Bing,
okay.
bing, bing.
Yeah,
bing.
that one. Oh, great.
Thank you. A real introduction into the world of theatre. But you know what? Because I'd commuted to college and I lived at home, I went on a UK tour and that was for 5 months. And actually sort of having that 5 months away from home was a really nice sort of experience as well, sort of touring around the country and that sort of thing.
Sorry, you just make me laugh with how you present things. I guess this is part of like, have you always been this way and like just performance or it shaped you? Yeah,
I think so.
You can see that.
Oh, there's videos of me at 3 years old singing Cole Porter.
Oh, I don't know what that is. What's that?
Show tunes, essentially.
Cole Porter.
Yeah, he wrote shows like, again, Anything Goes, one of my
a man
favorites.
called Cole Porter.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Yes. I love the theatre. I went to see Les Mis and Miss Saigon when I was a kid. I was really in there. But all the behind the scenes of who sung what, and I'm not clued up on at all.
Cole Porter was an amazing composer and writer, lyricist in the 40s and 50s.
So you were singing his stuff from 3?
Yes.
Wow. I'm trying to think where we got to though. You were going to Greece.
Yes,
I sort of sidetracked myself.
Greece was my first job.
Right, yes. And then you did Fiddler on the Roof as well, didn't you? Or was that later on?
That was a bit later on. That was post doing things like Les Mis. I did Fiddler in Chichester Festival Theatre. And it was the first musical under Daniel Evans' new artistic direction of Chichester Festival Theatre, and one of the most special experiences of my life.
Oh, why?
I think maybe it's just me. Doesn't every Jewish girl grow up dreaming of being in Fiddler on the Roof?
Oh, I thought you meant the Chichester. Yes, I get that.
Chichester
Sorry, yes,
well.
I'm with you.
Chichester as a place and as a theatre, I've never worked in a building where everyone loves their job so much.
Oh, that's
nice.
And
as a town and as sort of a theatrical community, it's so inclusive that it was just a really special thing to be a part of. And I can't say enough about the wonderful Daniel Evans as a director, who was just fantastic.
And did you play Hoddle?
I did.
Which one is she? I know she the first one or the middle one?
Yeah, Far From the Home I Love, goes off to Siberia to follow her socialist husband
who's
trying to
years. I need to
fight against the Red Army.
It's back in the West End, isn't it now?
It's on tour at the moment, yeah. It played Regent's Park last year, beautiful production. And then it played the Barbican this summer, and it's now on a UK tour.
Oh, have I missed it?
It's around the UK at the moment, so they might be doing close to London venues.
Because we had Eliza Ben Shalom, who's like the actual matchmaker.
Oh, yes!
I've had like the matchmaker song in my head for weeks.
Oh, yeah. I've watched that on Netflix. It's fantastic.
The Jewish matchmaker show, it's so good.
Brilliant.
I was like, you've come back to the UK to do a UK one. She said, sadly not, which is, I was really excited about this idea.
There's less people here.
What, Jewish people?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but then we're still in need. Some of us, well, not me, I'm meant to be married. I mean, I am married.
only meant to be.
I'm married. Anyway, shall we move back to you? Fiddler on the Roof. Wait, so let's get back to Les Mis.
Okay.
You did Les Mis after Grease, in between that and Fiddler.
So...
Or do you just want to tell me your life story and I'll just sit and be quiet?
So after Grease, I did another UK tour of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, where I played a diva, which sort of meant I was a flying disco ball singing disco classics. Very camp, very me. And then I went on actually to be a part of the original company of In the Heights in London, which is one of my favourite jobs that I have ever done. It was Lin-Manuel Miranda's first show, like before he wrote Hamilton. So to be a part of that was incredible. And then whilst I was doing In the Heights performances, I was rehearsing for Les Mis during the day. So it was a mental time that one could only stay awake for in their early 20s. So yeah, I was sort of doing 10 till 5 at Les Mis and then going to do In the Heights.
How is that possible? And how did you not come out in one?
Loved it. I loved it. I just thought, how freaking cool is this? I'm rehearsing on stage at Les Mis, my dream show, and then, just popping off to play a lead in the Heights. Lovely times.
Amazing. Did you not ever worry that you get your scenes mixed or your songs mixed?
They were quite different, which was helpful. Les Mis, the clue is in the title, Les Miserables, and In the Heights is a very upbeat show about the Latin community in
that's quite
Washington Heights, New York.
Because you're half, do you say Latino? I don't know what's politically correct anymore. Latino.
Yeah, Latin. Yeah. My mum's from Argentina. So again, it was sort of one of those things that I could explore that part of myself as well, which was really cool.
And you were Eponine in Les Mis?
I understudied Eponine for 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think I went on and played her about 60 times.
Is that a lot? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, in my first year, I was a second cover, so I worked my way up. So the way it sort of works within theatre is for every part, leading role, there will be understudies, and more often than not, 2 understudies. And in my first year at Les Mis, it was my West End debut, and I was in the ensemble of Les Mis, and I was a second cover Eponine, which meant I was sort of second in line. So you had your Eponine, a first cover, who would go on if our Eponine was ill or on holiday. And then if both people were off, I was called up. And then in my second year at Les Mis, I was promoted to first cover. So I was the one who sort of went on at first call. And I made some of my best friends on that job as well. That's the thing with theatre. It's so much more than, I think, playing the roles is the dream. And then you end up sort of picking up very special friends along the way because you work in such close proximity to people. In no other industry other than maybe sort of, modelling or athletics would you sort of, be with people on a first day at work and having to change clothes in front of each other. It's a very sort of intimate environment.
Do you? So you go on stage and then you just have quick dress where you have to literally just strip off and change and...
Yeah, especially when I did Priscilla, actually. We used to have side of stage quick change areas and no one's looking. It's that sort of thing where you only have a certain amount of time to get changed. Or, in Wicked that I'm doing at the moment, I have a quick change side of stage that's 17 seconds. So within that time, if people are looking, well done. Because I don't have time to even have a swig of water, let alone worry about the fact that I'm having to, change my clothes.
I have heard from your role that playing Elphaba is very intense. You don't really get to sit down at all during the entire production.
No.
It's a lot.
There is only one chance where I sit down, and it's during Dancing Through Life. There's about 2 minutes of the start of that number where I get to sit down.
While you're not sitting down on stage?
No. I'm not on stage.
Could you imagine? I'm sitting down. I'm like, you're doing what? Like, I know the songs when they come on, but by title.
Dancing Through Life, the Fiero one.
There's lots of Fiero ones.
It's the big one with the Ozdas Ballroom, and
you're not in that. I'm going to stop talking because otherwise I'm going to make it seem like I didn't pay attention.
I come in and out of it. The whole sequence is probably about 8 or 9 minutes.
Okay.
And it starts without me. I sort of filter in a little bit, come off, filter in a little bit, come off.
It was so good. Now, I went to see it in the West End with you, and it was just absolutely unbelievable. You were unbelievable.
Thank you.
I went to see it when Idina Menzel was there.
Me too.
Which was very exciting. Like, did I know? She obviously wasn't that big, or was she well known? I'm trying to work it out.
I think amongst a theatrical community, she was very well known because she'd originated the role of Maureen in Rent before having done Wicked, and I think she'd been a part of a lot of other companies. And then she won the Tony Award for playing Elphaba in Wicked, and subsequently then brought it over to the UK for the first 3 months. But again, without social media, if you weren't a massive theatre nut, or, like me, going to the old dress circle in Covent Garden and, looking people up online when you could, you just, if I think Wicked premiered on Broadway in 2004, YouTube only came about in 2005. That, at the time, you sort of heard her on the soundtrack and that sort of thing. And I think that's where my fandom, but it was well before Frozen or, anything that sort of further propelled her career. But she did win a Tony Award for Wicked.
I think maybe that was it. I knew that there was something quite big about her because I think we'd heard that she'd come from Broadway.
Yeah, it was an event when she came.
But I went. I haven't been since that, and I haven't seen the film yet. So I went and I thought, I wonder how she's going to compare. You were so good. You were like, I mean, in my mind, you're just even better because you're just Emma Kingston. But those notes.
2 Jewish girls too.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
You bookended.
I have bookended my Jews.
Yeah.
Wicked. I will not see it unless there's a Jew centre stage. But the Defying Gravity, it's so good. I just got like tingles the whole way through and I cried. I don't know what happened to me. I was like this the whole way. My face was beaming. And then when you hit that, there were just tears. Don't know what came over me. It was very emotional. It was like a whole crescendo in my head.
That's what that moment is supposed to be. I think I cried the first time I saw it as well. Idina went up and I was about 15 and couldn't believe what I was seeing. I think at the time Wicked came out as well, it revolutionized the way I think, female voices sounded in theatre. No one had ever really sung in that style. I think we'd had things like Rent and Jesus Christ Superstar in the 70s that sort of alluded to that more, belted musical theatre edge, but nothing had quite sort of propelled female voices in the way that Wicked had for a long time. And it was, like, whoa.
I think because it builds up and you think, wow. And then just when you think it can't get any bigger and the notes, and I'm sorry if this is not theatrical terminology, but the notes were big. I'm sure that's not what you guys say.
The notes are rather big.
And then just when you think it can't get bigger, it's that last note of, I won't do it. That one.
There you go.
You do it again. You just sing the whole song.
Down. There you go.
It was so good. You're so good.
Thank you.
Have you had a chance to watch yourself? Do you know how good you are in this?
I don't know how I would watch myself.
But somebody filmed you, not like a out-of-body experience.
Has someone filmed me that I'm aware of? No.
We need to make this happen. You need to watch yourself.
Do I?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it?
You'd like it.
Oh, I don't know if I would.
Oh, it's lovely.
I do not condone illegal recordings of Wicked.
No, I didn't get my phone out. Except when you took a bow. Then I was like, well, I've seen this on your Instagram. Everyone's done this. I'm going to do this.
Oh, yeah. Everyone, people take photos of the bows and videos of the bows all the time.
But the chemistry with Zizi is also like, it's great. And you're dancing and the popular song. Wicked's got everything from the difficult moments and the emotions to the laughter. It's so funny. And the story itself, I forgot a lot of the story. I knew it was tied to The Wizard of Oz. I remember it being behind the scenes. I remember parts of it, but I forgot how intricate and how good it is.
I think that's why I'm really looking forward to the second film. Is I think the show does it so beautifully that, you know, you weave in and out. And I think the film will just give us so much more that you can do with film and the backstory, that then I think people who'll go and see the film will then come back to the show and almost fill in more of the gaps for themselves and watching the show. So yeah, I'm a Wizard of Oz fanatic. So the first time I saw the show, and you know, you start to sort of see how everything weaves together. And I won't spoil anything in case people haven't seen the show, but you meet all the characters along the way in some form, and you realise, oh, that's because of that, and that's because of that, and that's because of that. And I think it's a really clever way of making the audience feel so a part of the story, especially if you're a Wizard of Oz fan, because it allows you to put all the pieces together, which is really cool.
It was brilliant. I think I remember chuckling, and even Joel, my husband, who was watching it, who'd loosely seen The Wizard of Oz, he's asking me questions. He's like, is that Tin Man? Is this? I'm like, yes. Yeah. We were on our seats. But the first film, does it end with Defying Gravity?
Yes.
Okay. Because there were a lot of people, when the interval came on, that was like, it's finished.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's not finished. Why would you think it's finished?
Which is crazy. But apparently that's been happening a lot in the last year. That may not happen so much after the second film comes out. But yeah, I think it's happened on Broadway more than it's happened in London, that people were apparently going to leave during the interval, and the front of house staff had to say, no, there's a second half of the show.
Has it become more popular since the film? Has the West End become more popular since the film's been released?
Yes. I mean, I think, look, Wicked's been on the stage for 20 years. So I think one could argue the reason the films have done so incredibly well is because of how unbelievably popular the stage show is. But I think, you know, film also can access audiences all over the world, whereas whilst Wicked has done so many international tours and UK tours, American tours, film can just do something that theatre can't, and it's reach a lot more people. But I think as a result, so many people I've met at Stage Door have said, this is my first time seeing Wicked. This is my first time seeing the show, and I've seen the film, but then I knew I had to come and see the show. And I think what's so lovely about the two of them is how one inspired the other has inspired the other again. So I do think it's done wonders for new audiences as well, seeing the show, which is so great that a film can do that and the show can do that for the film. So yeah, they work well together.
It's what a time to be in it.
What a time to be in Wicked.
You've really hit like the peak.
I really have. And to do it with Zizi is really special as well, because we've known each other a long time and never really worked together, but I've always been a huge fan of her work, and she is the joy of all joys.
I didn't recognise her. I saw you two in an interview, and she's a brunette.
Yes.
But
people get very confused with the two of us at Stage Door, other than the fact that I've got a slight tinge about me all the time that's a bit green, but I'm a lot lighter in my features, and Zizi is very dark, so yeah, occasionally they get the two of us confused.
Yeah, she's great. You're both great. That popular scene was just phenomenal.
It's one of my favourite scenes to do on stage, is just sit there and watch Zizi work, because she's a comedy genius.
It was brilliant. And I've just had a sign though that we've got food coming, so because it's a Jewish podcast, we need 100%. To feed you. So can we bring in the food, and then we can use it to fuel our next conversation about Wicked. Hello, it's Louis from Balagan. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you guys?
Good.
How are you?
Emma, Louis.
Nice to meet you.
What have we got, Louis?
We've got a lot of stuff.
Oh my. I didn't eat this morning because I knew that I was going to get food here.
So, we've had a couple of people say that, and I don't understand because I could not skip a meal if I tried.
Really?
I don't understand people that can. Yes,
Oh,
shawarma.
sensational.
Thank you.
Actually.
We have your salad.
Woohoo!
Tomatoes.
It's all right, I'll share.
No
It's not just my
tomatoes.
salad. Yeah. A lot of people are anti-tomato.
I don't know. Who are these people?
There we go.
There's a lot. Your friend Zach.
He's
doesn't like
anti-tomato. My sister's anti-tomatoes.
Maybe.
Pizza bread.
Thank you very much.
Pitta the dream.
And some green falafel.
Green falafel. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Stuff.
So nice to see you.
Ning.
Thank you. So
Thank
for everyone,
you.
thank you. For everyone that's watching that wants to go to Balagan, it's in Boreham Wood, and you can get 10% off your bill if you say, "What the falafel?" So I'm going to unwrap now, and we've got some Halloween plates and Halloween napkins because Mark
It's
was
witching
literally-
time.
Exactly. Mark was like, "What is the link between Halloween and Wicked?"
Well, it opened on Halloween.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, Wicked on Broadway opened around Halloween because it's Wicked, which is Halloween.
Thank you.
So-
I knew there was a link, but
There's the
also
link.
witches and Halloween.
Well, yeah.
Well,
It's
like-
match made in
all-
heaven, really, isn't it?
Did you just say witches are Halloween and I've gone and witches are Halloween? I've completely lost myself. I think I'm hungry. Should we just open up?
Yeah.
Okay. Recently, I am going big with being Jewish. Obviously, you're listening to a Jewish podcast, but also I thought, what better way of standing loud and proud of my Jewishness than to get some Jewish jewellery? Now, I found Israel Blessing, and they're the most amazing company. They do necklaces. Look at my fabulous, this is my Hebrew name. They do bracelets. They do everything from like Hamza necklaces to big Mogan Davids to highs, men, women, silver, gold, different price points like high or low. There is something for everything. I've never been so excited to get on a website before and look at all the different combinations of stuff. And the best thing about it is that by listening to this podcast, you get 15% off your order. Just use the code WTF15 for 15% off. And they do free shipping to the UK, which is just amazing. So get yourself some bling. It's Hanukkah season coming up. Why wouldn't you? Make sure you tag me in any pictures, by the way. I'd love to see. And enjoy! Someone's invited me on a Bible crawl, which I might not be able to say no to. I might just risk it.
Bible.
No. Hold on. No, this is a very important conversation. I'll sit back into the mic for.
Bible.
No.
Absolutely not, I'm afraid.
Firstly, I'm not Essex, I'm North London. Because I grew up in North London. And 100%,
No,
it's Beigel.
it's
It
not.
is. No, well, I had this conversation because the
It's
person I was talking
bagel.
to... No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
The person... Bagel is American. The person I was talking to also said this. And I was like, what are you talking about? We got ChatGPT up. Beigel is Yiddish. It is Jewish.
Bagel.
Bagel is American. I will
Bagel.
debate this with you for the rest of my life. But also, you go to the first place where they originated from in this country, the East End, right?
Yeah.
Beigel Bake. It's spelt Beigel, not bagel with an A. It's Beiiegel.
Bagel.
How is it an A? Bei. Maybe it's because some people say
It's like
bagel.
the bay. It's like the diphthong in it.
The what?
The diphthong, like the bay, like bagel.
Don't you singer me this. Don't you? You can't convince me with
E-I.
Yes.
Bay.
Go.
No.
If you're a lovely Jewish couple, you would be like, it's my bagel. You wouldn't be like, it's my bagel. Mind you, I guess maybe that's the confusion, my bagel. But what has this podcast become?
I'm sticking with bagel.
No. If you would
Yeah.
like to vote, please vote in the comments.
Could you
section.
imagine? Like, no, on a Sunday, it's Dad's going to get the bagels.
Dad's going to get the bagels.
No.
Smoked salmon and cream cheese.
Bagel.
No. It's a cinnamon and raisin bagel from America and a smoked salmon and cream cheese or salt beef bagel.
Bagel.
Bagel. You're not winning this at all.
No. Not having that.
But I don't understand because, hold on. 1 second, while you're filling your pitta. Because I moved over from North London to Essex, and my husband, who's Essex, she's like, oh, good, you're saying it correctly. because he thought it was an Essex thing, but I'm like, well, no, why? It's a Jewish thing.
It's an Essex thing.
Or maybe I was just born for Essex. I will debate. It's Yiddish. You're not. I can't.
I'm not.
I don't want to upset you. You're getting annoyed. I can tell. Sorry. You're right. I'm wrong. You eat your pitta.
Okay.
Michael.
I've gone for falafel and salads this morning.
Here we go. Right. Oh, hold on. This dress is a thing. Okay. So now we've cleared up the Michael Pale debate. I've lost complete track of what we're talking about.
Halloween and Wicked.
Who are you? Halloween and Wicked.
I play Elphaba currently in the West End.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm really having a lovely time.
Good. Greening up.
Greening.
How long does that take you?
Well, we have an amazing WAM team, wigs, hair and makeup team at Wicked. And there are about 7 or 8 girls who sort of work on rotation. And I come into work at 5:30 to get green. Normally I'm done by about 6:05, so 35 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, not too bad. And that's for all my hair to go up as well into a wig cap, prepped, ready for a wig, and then to be painted.
How do you, I've often wondered this, how do you get all your hair up?
So it's just a quick pin curl. So essentially you want to make all of your hair as flat as possible. So you just curl it up, pin it to your head.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, really.
I tried to get my hair under I was trying to be Barbie one Purim, and I had this blonde wig, but I just don't know how to get my hair under it. So it was just this
put
sort
your
of
hair
like,
in a pop sock.
That sounds attractive.
That's essentially what we do.
Pop sock over your whole head?
Don't cover your face, but sort of like on your hairline.
Okay. Right, I'll try that. I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay.
So you get green. But how do you manage your skin? Because I would have thought having that much makeup every single day, you'd be coming out in like just spots.
I mean, I think I was always very into skincare before I did Wicked anyway, and my sister actually works in skincare. And I was adamant that I was going to really, really look after my skin. I was a teenager that had terrible acne and terrible insecurities about my skin. And the team at Wicked are amazing. Any products, more or less, that I think are going to be right for my skin, they say, don't worry, we'll get them for you. And I'm just really vigilant. Like, you know, I have a shower straight after the show where I use certain products to take off my makeup. And actually the shower in my dressing room is sort of designed with a mirror, so you can actually sort of see, you know, is it off my back? And, you know.
Was that designed for you?
Not quite for me. It's been there since time began.
Okay.
But yeah, just so that you can, you know, see and assess with different products, like all the green. And then, you know, it takes a while. I don't leave the building for an extra 20 minutes because I'm not going to get on the tube fully green, although my hands usually are tinged, as are my ears.
But how far do you go? Do you go like all the way, like
fully, like almost my whole chest is covered, my shoulders, all around my neck, my like the top of my back as well, and my hands.
Fun. So
yeah. Dress up all the time.
What, on your, as in job? Yeah,
Yeah.
That must be so fun. That must be fun. But how did you feel when you got into, well, you did the audition? Firstly, tell me about the audition process, because this wasn't your first time.
This was not my first time auditioning for Wicked. My first time auditioning for Wicked was about 10 years ago. I was in Les Mis and I was auditioning for Stand by Elphaba at the time. And I was very young. It was, I think, between myself and maybe 1 or 2 other people, and I didn't get it. And now that happens all the time. And I went on to do some other wonderful things. So you sort of go, okay, not meant to be, but I did 6 rounds for it back then. Then I went in again 3 years later, and then I was in for the part. I did 3 rounds, didn't get it. So I'd already done at that point. I always like to include it as a total because the team had seen me then over the course of 3 years 9 times. And then I sort of took a break from auditioning for the show. I think sometimes if you're going in every year for something, and you're sort of, the rejection does start to hurt. So I took a couple of steps back, tried to do some other things. You know, this small thing called the pandemic happened as well. And then sort of this cast change, I saw the breakdown come out. So we have an industry version of LinkedIn, I guess, called Spotlight. And I saw the breakdown come out for Wicked. And I said to my agent, I fancy just going in one more time, seeing what might happen. I feel I am the right age to do it, the right headspace to do it. I feel like there's something in the air that it's my time. And I went in, I think I went in once or twice. But I was sort of going off to New York for a couple of months. And I said, I only have this 1 week where I'm available to be seen. So if it's not meant to be and there's no time for you to see me, then it's not meant to be. But they did. They saw me and it was meant to be. So
wow.
There you go.
So it wasn't like a casting call where they're all sitting in a room all day and they have one person after the other coming?
Oh, no, that definitely was the case. Whether or not it was loads of people for Elphaba, I don't know. But yes, it was, you know, lots of people throughout the day. And then I went in for about a full hour when we sort of did all the material. And
what do you do? What do you have to do? Do you have to sing their songs?
Yeah, so you go in and they send you 2 scenes from the show, 3 cut versions of songs, or, you know, you do a section of The Wizard and I, the end of Defying Gravity, and I'm Not That Girl, and then 2 scenes. And then, yeah, you get sort of directed and worked on stuff, and then it's filmed for the American creatives, and the American creatives sort of get final say.
Ooh. And did you have a feeling when you'd done it that something felt different?
I think I felt different. I think I didn't pin my life and my hopes and dreams on this one show and job. I think I'd wanted it for quite a long time, that in previous years, I think the rejection was going to like really hurt me. And whilst rejection is still hard in this industry and it happens all the time, I think I'd got to a stage where I was like, I feel so confident that I know one day this role is for me. That if it's not now, fine. I probably would take a few years out again and then maybe audition in a couple of years' time. But I just sort of, I told myself going in, if I don't get this, it's because something else is going to happen. And I took the pressure off myself for it to be a yes, which, you know, the minute you take the pressure off yourself, you probably give a better performance. Right. So, yeah, and then it happened.
And how did you find out that you'd got the part?
It was a Thursday afternoon, 6:30 p.m, and my agent had called me, and I thought, 6:30, that either means it's a yes or a no. I knew that she would call me if it was a no as well as a yes. And 6:30 is just slightly out of hours. And I was about to go out. So I answered, and she actually, the first thing she said on the phone is, she referenced my US manager and said, "Oh, are you there, Rachel?" And Rachel went, "Yes." And I went, "Why is Rachel on the line? Like, what have I got? Am I going to America?" sort of thing. And they went, "It's happened." And I went, "What?" And Helen, my agent in the UK, just sort of went, "You got it." And I went silent, which after listening to this podcast, everyone, you'll probably be like, "I'm sorry, you went what?" But I went completely silent. And Helen, my agent, sort of went, have we? Oh, no, I was like, no, I'm here. I'm here. And I think I was going to see a friend's show that evening. So it was like I was halfway outside the house and also in a state of, I don't know what to do with this information. And it was the day before Kol Nidre, so before Yom Kippur, and I thought, I'm going to keep this to myself for 24 hours because I don't want to FaceTime my parents when I know I'm seeing them tomorrow. So I ended up sort of putting the phone down and like not telling anyone for 24 hours, which was a bizarre thing. And I was rehearsing for a play at the time as well. So I was sort of going into rehearsals the following day with this like insane news that no one knew other than me. And then I walked in with my phone and they didn't know I was filming, and I filmed my parents and my sister's reaction, and my brother and sister-in-law are there as well, which is funny.
What, you took your phone and you put it somewhere telling them, or you had your...
I was holding it, but I was sort of holding it so they didn't realise they were being filmed.
And this was Kol Nidra?
Yeah. And then what was even funnier is my dad then had to go to shul and not tell anyone. And him trying to hold a secret for a full 24 hours around all of his mates, for me, was like fantastic.
And I guess he really concentrated on repenting that year, or maybe was slightly distracted.
Very distracted.
Wow. I have to ask though, because I have heard that you once told them, one of the first times you auditioned, you told them about it and you said, I will never do that, it was a mistake. Was that right? Or you said you told them about an audition. I saw it was an interview, I'm sure it was with you and Zizi, and you were talking about you'll never tell your family about an audition because they had their hopes up.
Oh, yes. The second time I went in for Wicked, I think I told my parents I had a final audition. So I didn't tell them when I first went in. And when I didn't get it, I think it broke my dad's heart a little bit. And he sort of then handed me Stephen Schwartz, who's the writer of Wicked, his autobiography, sort of went, I did buy this as a congratulations present, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. And I thought, this would have been a lot better if you'd have just held on to it until maybe one day if I did like just a different Stephen Schwartz show. And then I sort of had to console my dad's rejection rather than mine. So I just thought, no, this can't happen again.
I get that.
So now my parents get the information when it's good news. They don't need to hear good news. They don't need the build up to it.
I wonder how many books you would have got though.
Do you know what I mean?
But have you had, wait, hold on. I want to talk about the rejection part, but what happened when you told them? What were their reactions that you'd got it?
There is a video on Instagram that I posted. I rarely post anything of my family because I like to keep sort of my personal and work life quite separate. But their reaction was too good not to share. My dad actually goes, I say, I'm going to be Elphaba in Wicked from March. And my dad goes, you're not. I was like, I am. And it was funny, a lot of the comments are like the defiance on sort of like, I am. And my mum started shrieking. My sister's reaction is the best though, because she goes first and she takes it in quicker than my parents. And I say, I'm going to be playing Elphaba in, and she goes, and it's just this like inhale that happened. But yeah, everyone was very excited.
Amazing. And they must have flocked to see you at the show.
Oh yeah. The first performing night, I remember Zizi saying to me, how many people have you got coming this evening? I've got about 6 or 7. And I went, 60. She went, you are joking. And I was like, no, my auntie and uncle have flown in from America, and, you know, my dad's siblings have come down from up north. I was like, everyone is here. And that's not even everyone I know. That's just my family.
With the Jewish community on it, like...
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I grew up in Elstree and Boreham Wood, and the whole of Elstree and Boreham Wood came as a group booking at one point.
I love that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You
Perfect.
can always count on community to come and support anyone who's ever met me. It's amazing, really.
Incredible. Zizi was saying on this interview that I saw that her family are in that kind of world, so it wasn't such a big thing, whereas you were like, I was completely the opposite.
Yeah.
Everyone came.
Amazing. Yeah. I mean, all of Zizi's family are amazing, and they've all come to support her. And yeah, all of like Z's friends and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's been my sort of first big West End principle where I'm in London every day doing something. It's not like I played Evita, which was amazing, but I did it all around the world. So unless people wanted to fly to Japan, they couldn't necessarily come and see the show.
Yeah, you were handpicked by Andrew Lloyd Webber himself, I believe. I've read.
Yes,
that's amazing.
Which was
Did you audition for him?
I sent one self-tape, which is sort of wild because when you self-tape for anything, you video yourself in your living room and you think, no one's going to watch this. It's just going to, go into the abyss. And suddenly you've got Hal Prince, the late, great, wonderful Hal Prince, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice who've gone, yep, her. And you go, so what? Okay. I do forget when I do podcasts and things and I'm asked to sort of recount certain things about my career, I do look back and go, that was really cool. That was pretty cool. And I think if someone else was telling me those things about them, I would think, oh my God. So it's sort of wild that those things have happened to me.
How have you stayed grounded with all of this? Are you grounded?
I think so.
Because you have done amazing things.
Thank you. I think
and you're Elphaba.
I know.
Do you just go around going, hi, I'm Elphaba, hi?
I know. It's a weird thing. I think the minute the green makeup comes off, genuinely, I'm such a trackies, no makeup kind of girl that it doesn't necessarily dawn on me that that's something I do. Like, if I'm sat having a cup of tea in my living room, I don't then necessarily compute that I'm the girl whose face is on a bus. It's very separate in my mind. And, if I have holiday from the show and I'm off work, I still go around to my parents for Friday night dinner. So I
was going to ask if you do this, because I know you said it's a non-negotiable with your Jewishness that you have Seder night and you have Yom Kippur off. Because you were told, right, that you won't ever get work if you have that.
I had a rather interesting tutor at college who told me I would never ever work in this industry if I wanted to take off a Jewish holiday.
That's mad. And how did you respond?
I think at the time, what I think can sometimes be really sad about growing up going to Jewish schools is that sadly you were always taught that someone will, or people will always find a reason to come at you with, anti-Semitism. And I think for that reason, when this particular, I've never really spoken about it publicly either, but when this particular tutor said that, I think I just laughed and went, okay then. And I didn't particularly take her seriously because I thought, how insanely ridiculous can you be to say something like that when every other profession in this world makes it work? I'm not asking to have every Friday night off. That's not who I am. That wasn't the kind of Jewishness in the way I was brought up anyway. I'm asking for 2 days a year. And I just thought, it's not that big of an ask. And I think for you to say that, it showed her ignorance more than my naivety. And I was happy to call it her ignorance rather than me being, 19 and not necessarily knowing about the industry. I just knew it wouldn't be a problem. And it never has been.
That's good, because I feel like when, I don't know how old you were, but especially when we're sort of early in our career or whatever we're doing, if there's someone that we look up to or there's someone who's a tutor that says that can be really hard and can sometimes set us back. But you were literally like, no.
I mean, I've never forgotten it. So, there are things that, and there's more to that story, but there's things that you don't forget. But I think I've always been a person who's taken something like that and gone, you're wrong.
Right.
Rather than sort of fueling their ignorance with being stressed by a possible outcome. I've just sort of always gone, no, that's not true.
You've said that you've felt as well that you're a little bit of an outsider, which has helped you play Elphaba.
Yeah.
And you're an outsider because there weren't that many Jews in the industry or in your drama school or something. How did that feel for you?
I think playing Elphaba is such an interesting thing. And I think the story of Wicked anyway can sometimes allude to, you know, I've read various interviews with Winnie Holtzman and Stephen Schwartz, who wrote the book and the score and lyrics, that there's a lot of themes about dehumanization. And, you know, if you think about just the animals in the story of Wicked, their voice is taken away. Literally, their speaking voices are taken away, or animals are no longer permitted to teach. And, you know, these characters come in and drag Dr. Dillamond out of his place of work. You know, and I think to myself, where have we seen themes like that before? That I think, you know, if you come from a small community or minority background, Elphaba she sees herself as, well, she is an outsider. You know, you can't help but notice she's an outsider. She is green. And so her empathy for these animals as well, who've been completely dehumanized, fuels her want for justice. And I think in a world where, you know, being part of a small community, you come up against difficulties in being a part of a minority, I think that only helps to fuel my version of Elphaba and how I can bring my own experiences to the part.
What have your experiences been around being Jewish and being in the
I would say mostly positive. You know, you get the odd comment or the odd DM on Instagram, but again, I prefer to see it as their ignorance rather than anything to do with me. I'm just who I am, and I've never ever hidden who I am either. And nor should I, and nor do I particularly want to. I've never claimed to be religious, but traditional and, you know, maintaining certain aspects of my culture, yes, and I shouldn't ever have to apologise for that, and I will not.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I got a bit scared and I hid it for a little bit, and now I'm back with a vengeance.
Yeah.
Not a vengeance, but like I'm back.
Do you know what? The way to people's hearts is food. I tell you that because Rosh Hashanah, Jewish New Year, I took in my sister-in-law's mum makes the most insane honey cake you've ever tasted in your entire life.
Yeah.
And I took in a homemade honey cake for the cast of Wicked. And I tell you what, if there's one way to get people on side with the Jews, give them food.
This is what I think I said in another podcast interview. It's like the food side of things. But your mum's Argentinian?
Mm-hmm. Argentinian.
And what kind of culture is that? Sephardi? Like what?
My mum is Sephardi, but my mum's mum is Ashkenazi.
Okay.
My mum's dad is Sephardi, but because they grew up in Argentina, my mum's grandma used to make a lot of Sephardi inspired food, whether it was, you know, different rice dishes and that sort of thing, lots of different spices and flavors. So yeah, but then my mum married the most Ashkenazi of Ashkenazi men and, you know, went back to bland peasant food.
Oh, I know.
You know?
Johnny Daniels was here and he was like, people bash Ashkenazi food. It's really good. You get good kugels.
Bland.
Yeah. He said there's somewhere that does it, and I need to find out. He's like, there's kugels with paprika and it's really good. So
okay,
if I find some, I'll let you know. But
I'm here for a spice.
Does your mum make a lot of Sephardi food then?
No, because my dad's Ashkenazi stomach can't handle it.
Oh no!
I know.
Oh no! And what's your stomach like? Where are you at?
Oh no, I'm a spice gal.
Like, I'm a spice girl.
Girl power. But yeah, I'm here for any spice, any everything, and especially since I've lived by myself, I put spices and things in everything. So yeah, I think my stomach and palate is a little bit more eclectic than the average Ashkenazi.
I'm trying to push myself. I think when I first had like first curry, it was just wild to me. But
really,
I've pushed down. I've gone through, and now like I can put jalapenos on stuff. I'm there.
Oh yeah,
it's happening.
I'm just here for flavour.
So your mum married an Ashkenazi Jew. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to lead this straight into dating in the entertainment world.
Sure.
How is that when you are working round the clock and on tour and doing all different things? How have you found this?
It's not easy. It's not easy. I'm very lucky and I have a wonderful boyfriend at the moment, who I actually met 5 days before being offered Wicked.
Oh, wow.
And it was a bit wild because we'd been very early stages of dating, and then I suddenly had this like big news, and I thought, I don't know if I can fully be myself and sort of, you know, keep going out with you if I don't sort of expose this. But it was also such a big secret. And I did tell him. And I think when you are, I think, a career-driven woman in an artistic industry, sometimes, in my experience, now this is not to have a go at Jewish men, but a lot of Jewish men, in my experience...
I like how you're cushioning us before you're going to lead us into it. Go on.
Cannot handle a big personality, big career-driven, artistic, creative woman. Because the job that I do means, sadly, I'm not going to be able to cook your Friday night dinner every week. And that's not to say that that life is not wonderful for a lot of people. It was just never going to be my life trajectory. And it would take someone sort of very unique and special to sort of support me, but also not put me on a pedestal, because I don't need to be admired and adorned and sort of that sort of thing. But you also need someone who isn't worried about you being a little bit more alpha in, because when...
Sorry, alpha or alpha?
Both. But yeah, and just that idea of being very driven, very go-get, that sometimes it is intimidating. And I really struggled with finding that balance for a long time. And then, you know, my boyfriend Joel popped along and sort of went, I think what you do is really cool, but that's one part of you. That's not all you are. And I didn't know how to handle that at first. I just thought, oh, who are you and why do you see me? But yeah, he's lovely. And
is he Jewish?
He is Jewish, which makes my parents so happy. Because, you know, meeting Jewish guys in this industry as well is nearby impossible.
Yeah, how did you meet?
Hinge, that excellent, stressful, wonderful, irritating dating app that's designed to be deleted. And I am so not an advocate for the dating apps. I found them so unbelievably depressing. But, you know, if you get into your 30s, it seems to be just a way of meeting people. And so you have to break down those walls and put yourself out there, which I seem to be very good at doing in auditions, but not very good in my personal life. So, yeah, but currently very happy, very stable.
Oh, that's nice. And what does he do? Is he in the entertainment world or not? Really?
No, he is a special needs teacher.
Oh, that's great.
I know. He's so lovely and good and empathetic.
your face is like screwing up with it. It's like, oh, he's just so lovely.
He's so lovely that sometimes I go, what's he doing with me?
Oh, no, you're lovely too.
Thanks.
This is, I like how this is all coming together with, it sounds like your life is building up and you've got this amazing job and then you found the man of your dreams and it all
seemed to happen at once, which is kind of crazy. And that also takes some getting used to. I think when you're a freelancer and you're sort of always hustling and on the go and you're constantly worried about what's coming next, or, you know, nothing feels very permanent. everything feels very temporary. That, I hadn't done a year's contract in 10 years since I did Les Mis. So for 10 years, I'd done small contracts and, a play for 3 months or a musical or a concert or this or that or a workshop. And I was very consistent in that, but all, far more in the subsidized sector than in the commercial sector. And then I guess the same in dating. You go like, is this going to last? Is this going to last? I get into a job and people go like, oh, I don't know if I can, manage this. Or, you find that some people want to be the big dog and then can't handle you at work and that sort of version of yourself. So, yeah, to sort of feel very stable is the new normal for me. But it's nice.
Exciting. What's next for you? Are you going to follow in Idina Menzel's footsteps and become like a Disney character?
That would be the dream.
Is it? Is that on their vision board?
Who doesn't want to voice a Disney princess?
I was thinking the other day as I was watching Frozen, because I decided that my older one has seen it, my younger one hasn't, because the older one's like, we can't watch that, it's a girly film. I'm
Absolutely
like, you
not.
watched it.
It's not a girly film. Disney's for everyone.
Thank you, exactly. Anyway, as I was watching it, I thought, they cover so many different nationalities and cultures. Where is my Jewish princess? Maybe you could be it.
Maybe.
Shout out for anyone that's a director, producer. We could.
Well, yeah, here you go. I'm here and available until 5:30 p.m. most days.
Perfect. Great. You could do a quick sing-along. Actually, you are doing a sing-along. You're doing Young Voices.
Oh, yes.
Sing-along. What is it? When is it?
So it's a chance for just choirs and young people all over the world to come together, and we're doing a huge event at the O2 Arena, which is insane, on January the 22nd, 2026, and I will be there as Elphaba myself to sing along and join together with children's choirs and schools from all over the world to come together for a massive Wicked sing-along. It's going to be really exciting.
Oh, could anyone come? Like, can I book tickets?
I think so, yeah.
It's exciting. I might have to do that and come and sing.
My parents are absolutely buzzing. I'm buzzing. It's the first time ever that I'll perform somewhere like the O2 Arena.
Yeah.
16,000 people
at
or
the
something.
O2.
That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're doing some incredible things.
This year has been wild. From doing Mighty Hoopla, which was a festival where Zizi and I got to perform at, again, for thousands of people, to things like West End Live and even, doing podcasts like this, the opportunities that come from being a part of an incredible show like Wicked is
this
amazing.
One of your highlights?
Do you know what? It's been lovely, actually. You've given me food.
Oh, good. Yes. Well, afterwards, we're going to make sure that you tuck into a lot more than you can probably manage on camera.
Fantastic.
So I actually have a quick fire round because I wanted to tie in Halloween and Judaism. I wondered how I was going to do this.
Okay.
But
that All Hallows
this is going to be
very pagan festival.
Well, there might be some roots between Judaism. We're going to do a true or false.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
I think they're very easy because everyone I've tested them got them right. So I don't know what that says about them. But let's go.
Okay.
Right. The word abracadabra comes from Aramaic and was originally used as a healing charm.
I'm going to say that's probably yes, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's true. It likely comes from avracadabra. I will create as I speak.
Ooh.
Yeah. Number 2. Jews use broomsticks in rituals to sweep away evil spirits.
No.
No, that is false. Told you they're slightly easy.
I think because we don't really do evil in Judaism.
I think we do, actually.
Do we?
There is Lilith, who I didn't realise, and I could get this wrong, please correct me if I'm wrong, who was apparently married to Adam before Eve, or not married, or was like with Adam before Eve, Lilith, who is a female demon believed to harm mothers and infants. And in some Ashkenazi traditions, garlic cloves are hung in the nurseries or placed under a baby's pillow to protect against Lilith or the evil eye.
Wow. I mean, I guess, yeah, we do have a lot of like khamsas and like evil eyes and stuff like that.
Well, that brings me on to another question.
Hit me.
The concept of the evil eye, Ein Hara, exists in Judaism and people wear amulets to ward it off. True or false?
Well, they do, but it's a very Middle Eastern thing, though, isn't it, as well?
Oh, is it?
Well, I guess it's very Turkish and Moroccan as well.
Oh, yes. What, the Hamza?
Yeah.
Yes.
And evil eyes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
So it might be like a Middle Eastern thing. as well as, I think it is also like a Jewish thing, but I wonder if it's just sort of culturally Abrahamic.
Won't get into politics. Mezuzahs on the doorways are basically the Jewish version of a protective spell.
Yes.
Yeah, true. It's not called a spell. Mezuzahs are considered spiritually protective.
Yes.
Now, I did get a lot of this from ChatGPT, so forgive me if these are not completely accurate.
Sure. Excellent.
I worked with ChatGPT on
Fair
this.
enough.
It gave me a lot of weird ones that did not make the cut. Right. Pumpkin carving on Halloween comes from an old Jewish custom.
No.
It's not. No, it's not. In some Jewish traditions, spitting 3 times is used to ward off bad luck or jealousy.
Pa.
She's got it.
Yes, it is.
True or false, then?
True.
Yeah, okay.
As Golda would do in Fiddler on the Roof.
Ah, yes, she does. I need to rewatch this film.
So good.
I think that may... No, wait, one more. Jewish mystics wore tall black hats to channel magical powers.
No.
Are you sure? Is that your final answer?
I don't think
Do you
it's
want to phone a friend?
gain magical powers, but I guess Kabbalah's quite spiritual, but I don't think they wear strimals and black hats for magic. I think it's so that there's something above them that's higher than themselves, isn't it? I guess that's God, so I don't know. I've confused myself with too much analysis.
Yeah, that was very interesting to watch, though.
Okay.
False is the answer.
Well, you know.
But I did enjoy that. Thank you. Yes.
I had all my Jewish history classes in school going around in my head going, oh, no, but you've learnt this and you've learnt this and you've learnt this and you've learnt this.
I loved how dynamic that was.
There you go.
Thank you for that. What are you dressing up for? Are you dressing up for Halloween? Have you got any Halloween parties?
We do. We have a Halloween party coming up. A lot of us at Wicked are going, and I thought, how can I maybe incorporate my makeup? I don't know whether to expose what my outfit is, but let's just say it will be green, but it will not be Wicked.
Okay.
So stay tuned.
Okay, we'll have
Follow
to
me on Instagram, find out.
I was going to say, where can we find you?
At Em Kingston. I don't know why I never called it Emma Kingston, because I'm never really called Em by people who aren't my friends. And I get some people messaging me sometimes going, hi, Em. And I'm like, weird.
No, but it's nice. It's like endearing. I quite like it.
There you go. So that's how you can find me.
Okay.
Or
M Kingston.
At Wicked at the Apollo Victoria, London. Please come and see me. I don't do Thursday performances, but the wonderful Laura Emmett does, so you can choose what day and who you would like to see. But if you'd like to see me...
Well, that would be a bit silly. You've come on this podcast, you're promoting Wicked. I'll be like, let's
I
go
know,
on a
but
day
she's
that
so
we're not there.
wonderful as well.
Well, she could come on the podcast.
Well, there you go.
No,
but yes, if you want to come and see Wicked, we are there 8 shows a week at the Apollo Victoria Theatre.
Except on Yom Kippur and First Night Seder.
Well, the show is on, but I won't be, so...
Perfect. You have to go. It is absolutely phenomenal. Such a good show. You've got such a good voice. And thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Oh, well, what am I meant to do now? Yeah, I meant to show you my socks. Ta-da!
Where'd you get them?
Wicked.
Like Wicked merch?
Yeah.
Oh my God, so why haven't I had any of these? I'm going to actually...
Would you like them?
I don't need
can
them
give
off
them to
your
you
feet.
as a gift. Well, I put socks underneath, so they're not sweaty.
No, you can keep the socks.
Okay, ask your production people for socks. But I did see them. I was so excited when I didn't realise how the what's it called when you go in? Auditorium?
Yeah. Oh, the lobby.
Lobby, thank you. How it'd be so geared up for
I know.
Wicked. I was like a child. I was so
Every
excited.
time I go front of house, I do think that. I'm like, oh, this is a bit like Disney World.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. They had some socks. Had to buy them.
Guys, get your socks.
Well, I couldn't decide. I was like, obviously I have to buy Elphaba because you're coming on. But you get in a pair, one of each.
Sensational work.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Very good.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you very much.